story begin? And by Luther Auto. Shop the Twin Cities' largest selection of vehicles at lutherauto.com. Neat look at the Twins Hall of Famers. Twins and the Phillies about to begin this three-game series. Some rain earlier pushing the start time back. Still cloudy skies. Temperatures have cooled off. Nice night, though. In the mid-60s right now. Light winds should be fine the rest of the night. And hopefully can play uninterrupted baseball. As the Twins have dropped the first two on this first homestand out of the All-Star break. There's Big Bailey Ober. Big challenge here tonight against the best team in baseball in the Philadelphia Phillies, who snapped a three-game losing streak yesterday, shutting out the Pirates in Pittsburgh 6-0. And there is Rob Thompson, his third season managing the Phillies. 63 wins, 36 losses. This season a healthy lead atop the National League Eastern Division, and some big, powerful bats atop the Phillies lineup. Roy's brought to you by Menards.
These guys can hit up and down. I mean, it just starts with Schwarber and gets better and better and better all the way through, it seems like. Alec Boehm having a terrific year. As I mentioned, the open 70 RBIs at the break. Real Muto's back. Castellanos, big run producer. These guys can hit.
And there is Bailey Ober on the mound. His first regular season start lifetime against the Phillies. He faced this team once in spring training.
And the home furniture starting pitcher stats for Bailey Ober, as you look at those stats, has pitched very, very well lately. Got off to a good start. Hit a little lull. Has been pitching much better lately.
And Bailey's been red hot over his last 5 starts. 3-1 ERA in the low 2s. The Twins defensively behind. Over here tonight for game 1 with a lefty on the mound for the Phillies. We see mainly an all righties in there outside of Max Kepler, the one lefty in the starting lineup tonight. And then Diego Castillo, his second start at third base with Castro, Lee, Santana, and Ryan Jeffers. Behind the plate here tonight with Jair Camargo as the DH. And there is Diego A. Castillo, who made his Twins debut against the Giants just before the All-Star break, as the Twins are still pretty banged up on the infield. So Castillo, he's at third, and there is Brooks Lee. We've seen him all over. And at second base, switch hitting rookie here for game 1 tonight. Kyle Schwarber, two-time All-Star, 0 for his last 9, but leads the National League in walks, and also plenty of power. 19 home runs this season for a guy that's blasted over 40 each of the last 2 seasons. Of his 19 this season, 8 have been leadoff home runs. And thinking along those same lines, he skies this one to right. Overcast skies, and Kepler sees the clouds and the ball. One pitch, one swing, and Ober retires Schwarber, who's now 0 for his last 10. And now Trey Turner. How often were you a first pitch hacker?
Not the first pitch I saw of the game.
No?
Nope. I wanted to see the pitcher's release point. I wanted to, if it was a fastball, I wanted to gauge the speed. I didn't want to make a quick out, having seen only one pitch.
Turner sees one pitch and down a strike. Here's a guy that's making a run at being the National League Player of the Month here in July. He's homered in 3 of his last 5 games. Pokes this one to shallow right. Kepler charging. Kepler won't get there. It lands softly. And Turner has an opposite field first inning 1-out single. He's hit safely now in all 11 career games against the Twins, no matter what uniform he has worn. So Turner is on, and now we see the target field debut of the 2-time MVP Bryce Harper. Target field before tonight, the only ballpark he had never played at, and was not even here as an All-Star with Washington in 2014. 22 homers, 63 knocked in as he takes outside for ball 1. Harper missed some time in the IL late June, early July with a left hamstring injury. Timer down to 2. And there's a strike on a cutter.
I think it's going to be important for Bailey Ober to use his fastball inside to these good hitters. Got to impress him with that good carry he's got on the fastball. Set up his other pitches.
Phillies run off to Turner, 12 stolen bases. He stays the 1-1, and the slider dips inside. The slider's been a good pitch for Ober this season. In terms of usage, it's his fourth most used pitch, but he's only yielding a 196 slug against that breaking ball.
And that pitch right there is where he wants to throw it to left-handers. Fastballs inside will set up that pitch even better.
Challenge him there with a fastball at 92. Lowest opponent batting average against in terms of sliders and curveballs. Those have been effective for Ober. And his strikeout pitch to lefties, it's pretty even between his four-seam and his changeup. Timer down to 2, and Harper to right, and this is hit a ton, and just like that, 2-0 Philadelphia. Harper's 23rd. So his first game, first at bat here at Target Field, pretty much does what that man does. Hit home runs. 2-0 Phillies, 3 batters in.
It looked like a little cutter. I think he must have been trying to get it inside. Yeah, there's a cutter, and it just spins right in the middle of the plate. Cutters can be a great pitch on the outside corner or running in on somebody's hands, but you get it in the middle of the plate, and good hitters will do exactly that with it.
A career home run, 329 now for Bryce Harper. 113 exit velocity off the bat, the hardest hit ball from Bryce Harper all year. Only Marcell Ozuna and Shohei Ohtani have more home runs, and that's pulled foul off the bat of All-Star Alec Bohm. And it's a 1-ball-1-strike count. Now the Phillies offensively third in all of baseball in run scoring, just under 5 per game. And Bohm, one of 8 Philadelphia All-Star selections. 33 doubles to lead all batters. Doesn't chase that cutter. Now the 2-1 hit sharply past a diving Castillo. More hard contact. That one off the bat nearly 104. So Turner a soft single, but Harper hard hit home run. Now Bohm follows. 3 straight Phillies have reached consecutively. Still just 1 out, and now JT Realmuto.
Trying to get the fastball inside, just doesn't quite get it in there far enough. And Bohm, who's been very, very hot, to give him credit. He sees a 93-mile-an-hour fastball just inside of the inside court, just outside inside middle, and he's going to be pretty good.
Change up there on Realmuto. Just came off the IL over the weekend in Pittsburgh. He missed nearly 6 weeks due to surgery on his right knee. Had a torn meniscus in his knee and was out. Yet despite the absence of Realmuto, the Phillies still went 17-15 without their top catcher. Ober got in on the Phillies catcher, popped it up, and Castro into left makes the play for out number 2. So 2 down, and now Nick Castellanos, who's been here many times, going back to his Tiger days. Castellanos now 32 years old. 47 career games here at Target Field, has 8 home runs. This one in the dirt, skips, and the throw to first, and back in safely dives Bohm. And scoop that time from Ryan Jeffers. Harper, a first inning home run. And the Twins down 2 early. Castellanos, a 2-time All-Star. This one fouled back. That slider stayed up, Roy. Not much depth on that one.
Yeah, he's having a little bit of trouble so far with the command of his off-speed stuff. The cutter and now this slider kind of spinning in the middle. And he got away with one there, the Castellanos.
Bohm at first stays, and the 1-1 to third. Glove by Castillo, who'll look to second, take the out there to end the inning. But the Phillies get 2 on Harper's home run. Twins coming up when we come back. Bryce Harper now a full-time first baseman after he was forced to DH last year due to elbow surgery. Coming back from that, Harper a first-inning 2-run homer. Rocco and the Twins have work to do. An even .500 record against the National League over his Twins managerial career. Manuel Margot atop the lineup tonight, brought to you by Menards.
Loaded with right-handers. Max Kepler, the only left-handed hitter that's not a switch hitter in the lineup. Everybody right-handed, everybody else.
And on the mound tonight for the Phillies, first-time All-Star lefty Ranger Suarez.
You look at his numbers, and that doesn't even begin to tell the whole story. He's been awfully good.
Next to play on Margot, and there's out number 1.
Home furniture stats continued. Here's his arsenal that he's got, and you can see that what this means. He's going to throw anything at any time to anybody. That's what makes him so difficult. 5 real good pitches that he will throw anytime.
Hasn't been as effective his last few starts. He's been dealing with a bad back, and that flared up a bit more in his last outing before the All-Star break.
Yeah, 4 starts ago he was at 1.8 for an ERA.
Now he's in the high 2s as Jeffers flares that one foul.
He's going to throw a lot of ground balls. We saw a ground ball back to him to start the ball game, but he wants to keep the ball down. He's got some good sink against these mostly right-handed hitters. He's going to pitch sinkers away. He'll try to dot either corner with a really nice curveball. We're going to see a lot of ground balls. He stays off the barrel pretty well.
And tries to crowd Jeffers and misses inside. Ball 1. JT Realmuto is catching Suarez here tonight. These two have not worked together in a while because of Realmuto's injury. And when they've been paired together, this guy on the mound has been lights out. Jeffers pulls this one to left, but Wilson will track this one down. Weston Wilson made the play in left, so Jeffers flies out. So 2 down here in the first inning. Brandon Marsh dealing with a sore elbow. That's why Weston Wilson starts tonight in left. Yohan Rojas can fly in center. Castellanos in right. Trey Turner at short. Bryson Stott at second. Mentioned Harper, the primary first baseman now. His outfield days are history. Still made DH from time to time, as Willie Castro is an empty cut on a Suarez breaking ball.
Tantalizing 75-mile-an-hour curveball with good break out there on the outside corner. That's Suarez. That's what he'll do.
And a very quick worker. This guy, the pitch clock, don't even think about it, because he gets the ball, he just goes. Castro, good numbers from this side of the plate. A good eye there, because that's the pitch, and not just the sinker, but location. When Willie chases Roy, it is down to the zone.
Yep, he will chase down the zone. Left-handed, he'll chase up a little bit more, but right-handed, he wants the ball down there, and he'll chase a bit.
What makes the curveball so good?
Well, part of it is speed. It's very slow, but with that slow speed, it just keeps biting down. He's got a big movement on it, and he can throw it where he wants to most of the time. We see him on the outside corner to Willie on with the curveball, and now the inside corner. Now he can throw just about anything.
He's not overpowering. There's a sinker 92. He averages 91.
I guarantee you, after seeing that 75 miles an hour curveball on the outside corner, 75 mile an hour on the inside corner, that 92 looked a little bit faster than 92.
There's more innings than strikeouts. And the 2-2, Castro on that curveball yanked it foul. Opponents, whether it's his curveball or his changeup, are batting a combined 171 against those two off-speed pitches. Castro reaching to right center. Castellanos is calling, and he'll make the play in a 13-pitch 1-2-3 inning for Ranger Suarez.
Phillies as we enter the second inning. Well, Royce Lewis has been working his way back from injury. Ahead of Saturday's game, he told us he was feeling good. He was getting sprints in. He was taking grounders. Much of the same ahead of today's game, getting stronger day by day. And Corey and Roy, the report is that he is set to begin a rehab assignment tomorrow. So hopefully Royce, hopefully all of these guys we can see back soon healthy, but we'll keep our eye on Royce Lewis.
That's good news right there. Katie, thank you. Yeah, the Saints, of course, off today. Start a homestand tomorrow. Looks like Royce Lewis will play third base for the Saints tomorrow, as Bryson Stott fouls the first pitch back here in the second. 2-0 Philadelphia. So that's good news on Royce. Katie, anything more on Carlos Correa, who's dealing with plantar fasciitis now on his right foot?
Yeah, his right foot, the other one from last year. He was in the clubhouse ahead of tonight's game. He had that boot on. He said he'll have it on for a couple more days. As far as getting right back into baseball activity after that, he did say it's a day-by-day process. And Corey and Roy, something else he said they learned from last year. They don't want to rush it. That's a benefit this time around. So even though he feels good, he's a competitor. He wants to go back out there on the field, but he needs to take his time. So he's taking it seriously.
All right, Katie, that's a great report. Thank you for that. As Stott fights off the changeup, still 0-2 on the left-handed batting Philadelphia second baseman. Bryson Stott 0 for his last 14, and one of the few homegrown position players in this Philadelphia lineup. First round pick in 2019, Alec Boehm, first round pick in 2018, but many of these Phillies regular hitters, these guys signed as free agents. To right, shallow, Kepler coming on, and we'll play this one at a bounce. And Stott snaps that 0 for 14 as he has a leadoff single to begin the second. Stott, he can fly. 22 stolen bases. A threat here early tonight.
Well, Bailey Oberholser had him 0-2 with a couple of real good fastballs, and then 3 changeups in a row, and this one just a little bit too much on the plate. He's seen 2 pitches, 2 changeups before that, and then sees one in the middle and able to stroke it into right field.
Rookie Weston Wilson, who debuted a bit last year, 8 games. Fooled on that cutter from Ober.
And that's the spot. That's the official cutter location right there. That's what every pitcher's trying to do, right out there on that corner. Make it look like a fastball out just inside the outside corner and break it off the plate.
Checked his swing, and he went. Will Little pumping his fist. And again, Ober ahead of a Philadelphia batter. No balls and 2 strikes. Clearly did go there. Wilson originally drafted by Milwaukee, 17th round pick in 2016. Another long hold. Stott stays, and this time the slider does not induce a swing from Wilson. Twins are 5-4 lifetime against the Phillies here at Target Field. But the Phillies before tonight had not been here since 2016. Check on Stott. Tag applied by Santana, but Stott back in safely. Twins just faced a team in Milwaukee that we saw run and run often. And the Phillies not too far behind in terms of stealing bases. And Stott on cue takes off, and this one's yanked foul. That's what makes this Phillies team so tough, because it's not just, Milwaukee, even though we saw plenty of power yesterday. This Philadelphia team, power, speed, middle of the pack in strikeout rate. They draw walks, 4th highest walk rate of any offense in the game.
Pretty complete ball club, that's for sure.
Runner stays, the 1-2, and that's high. Throw to first, and Stott is back in safely. So a quick throw there from Jeffers. To right, Kepler makes the play, and Stott is back at first as Wilson flies out. And here comes the speedy center fielder Johan Rojas. Look at that sprint speed, among the best in the National League, among the best in the game, and also an outstanding defender in center.
That sprint speed is hard for me to comprehend.
Lofted to left and plenty of room for Margot. And there are 2 down. And now here comes Kyle Schwarber. Also missed some time on the injured list with a right groin strain. On the same time as Bryce Harper was out, late June, early July. Schwarber, 31 years old. He played here at Target Field while in college at Indiana during the Big Ten championships many years ago. Schwarber did not get that call on the outside edge. Ball 1.
I don't know how the Phillies and Rob Thompson feel about stealing with Schwarber up here, but it's a pretty good time to steal with 2 out.
Leadoff man up. Good pitch from Ober, got in on Schwarber, and Santana has room near the dugout. Nice job, Bailey Ober. The leadoff single leads to nothing. Twins coming up in the home second, down 2. Off a 2-homer game yesterday will lead off the home second. Twins down 2 early on tonight. Updated look at the AL Central standings. Cleveland losing at home tonight. The Tigers knocking off the Guardians in Cleveland. Twins could pick up a game if they can rally and win tonight. Kansas City right now is blowing out Arizona, up 8-3 in that one. And that one bottom 5 at Kauffman Stadium. Tigers though playing better now, a game under 500. Buxton against Ranger Suarez. Doesn't chase the first curveball he sees for ball 1. See Stott shading up the middle. Bohm protecting that line. Down the left side. Byron the right side. And Castellanos makes the play, his second. Playing right tonight. 1 out. And now Carlos Santana, who spent 1 season with the Phillies in 2018, hit 24 home runs. 1 year in Philadelphia. There's 14 home runs, tied for the team lead with Ryan Jeffers. And this one hit slowly back to Suarez. And quickly 2 down. Join Bally Sports North August 13th for the Boys and Girls Clubs of the Twin Cities tailgate at the Tap Room. For tickets, visit boysandgirls.org. So 2 quick outs here in the home second. 5 up, 5 down for Suarez and now Brooks Lee.
It's fascinating to watch Suarez work. You just never know what speed, what trajectory, what location and around the strike zone. He's throwing fastballs down there. He's throwing fastballs up in the zone. That's where he got Byron Buxton on a high fastball that you would think Byron would hit. Kind of fooled him with the surprise fastball up there.
Twins faced Suarez in Philadelphia, Roy, last year and actually beat him. He went 6 1/3 innings, gave up only 2 runs, struck out 8, but the Twins won that game. Line to left center field. Smooth swing from Brooks Lee. On a changeup. And Lee, who was just 2 for his last 22, is the first Twins base runner tonight.
Here's a little changeup that he waits back on very, very nicely. He's got such a short, compact swing. He's going to be a terrific big league hitter. Been through a little bit of struggle. I was talking to Rudy Hernandez today, in the assistant hitting coach, about Brooks Lee. And he said he felt like the coaches felt like he was jumping at a little bit. His strength is really sitting back on his back leg and letting the ball come to him. Look, they felt like he was jumping at it a bit, and that's why I mentioned him sitting back on that changeup. He did it just perfectly there.
Jair Camargo DHing here tonight from the right side. He hasn't played much. Twins now have 3 catchers on the roster. And Camargo, his second career start, seeking his first major league hit, 0 for 4 to begin his major league career. 25 years old, Colombian born. And we found out he was coming up to the big leagues. Among the first phone calls he received was from another Colombian born player and a former Twin, Donovan Solano, whom Jair considers a mentor and a dear friend. Solano now playing well with San Diego. On the ground is short. Trey Turner forces out Lee, and the Twins do not score and leave a man. I'm in and scan the QR code for a chance to join the Minnesota Lottery's winner's circle and win $50 in scratch tickets. 2-0 Phillies as we start the third. And batters 2, 3, and 4 against Ober. Trey Turner singled and scored on Harper's first inning home run. This one tapped weakly, tough play. Turner can run. Ober bare hands, throws low. Santana with a great scoop for out number 1. A Gold Glove finalist at first base last year and should be in the running once again. Made a wonderful scoop and save to keep Turner off the base paths to begin the third inning.
Yeah, you won't see a better play. Athletically, he has to stretch, pick a tough little in-between hop, keep his foot on the base. Terrific play, especially given how quickly Turner can get down the line.
So 1 out now. Harper at his 23rd home run of the season back in the first inning, as Ober misses inside with a cutter. The home run for Harper now 701 career extra base hits. So 700 plus extra base hits. He has scored more than 1,000 runs. He's drawn more than 1,000 walks, all doing so before he's turned 32 years old. Just the 7th ever to do that before turning 32. This one to right, but Kepler has a play on the warning track for out number 2. So just the 7th ever before turning 32 to reach those 3 milestones. More than 700 extra base hits, 1,000 runs, 1,000 walks. The other 6 all are Hall of Famers. Eddie Matthews, Mickey Mantle, Mel Ott, Jimmy Fox, Lou Gehrig, and some guy named Babe Ruth.
What a list. My goodness.
2 down. Alec Bohm singled in the first.
We heard, while you were talking there, Corey, we heard Bryce Harper express some real disgust with himself in the dugout. He just missed that ball.
Can't fault the passion.
Just absolutely just missed it. He saw the changeup pretty well. Just get it off the end of the bat a little bit.
The balls and 2 strikes on Bohm. Back to Bailey. A nice, clean 7-pitch 1-2-3 third for Bailey Ober.
Third, Phillies 2-0 over the Twins on a 2-run Bryce Harper home run on his first time up, and he just missed that one. his second time up. You see him wait on the change and just pulled the trigger a little too soon. And he's disgusted. He was almost on that. That was almost home run number 2.
Max Kepler, the lone lefty in the lineup tonight against Ranger Suarez, hitting 8th. Max hitting .250 in terms of batting average against left-handed pitching with 1 home run. And when he's seen the Phillies over his career, Kepler's had success. Mentioned that Suarez, an all-star, one of 8 all-stars the Phillies had initially on the roster, but Suarez did not pitch in the game as he was dealing with a bad back, took some time off. Of the 8 that were on the roster, 6 played in the game.
I think if you're the all-star manager, you probably want to get those guys in there as much as you can.
There's that note about the connection he's had with JT Realmuto this season, and these two together for the first time in a while tonight, with Realmuto fresh off the IL. It's a foul ball, still 1-2 on Max.
See Bryce Harper ranging way into foul territory to snag that foul ball. He's been very good over there at first base. It's somewhat remarkable to me that he's played outfield all his life, come in there and play first base, and he's learned how to play that position.
Just missed the corner.
Yeah, just keep track of, just watch all the locations that Suarez will throw that either four-seam fastball or sinker. It's just all around that box.
And Kepler on the curveball. Expanded there. First strikeout for Suarez, and out number 1 here in the home third. Let's step out quickly for this word from Auto Owners Insurance.
We insure your car because life can literally come from out of left field. That's simple human sense.
Diego Castillo had quite a few at-bats on Saturday night as the game prolonged into the 12th inning. And the Twins' 12-inning loss to Milwaukee. He's at third base tonight. His second start at third since he joined the Twins in San Francisco before the All-Star break. Castillo was briefly a Philly in the offseason. He bounced around from team to team for a while on the waiver wire in the offseason. He was in the Phillies organization for 10 days in early February. Now it's 1-2. Katie had the report that Royce Lewis is going to begin his rehab and play third base with the Saints tomorrow. Jose Miranda also is tracking well to returning to play, most likely first with the Saints before coming back to the big league club, but that hopefully will happen as well here at some point this week to get some more reinforcement back on the corner infield spot. In the meantime, Castillo starting tonight against the lefty Suarez. Suarez doesn't walk many, averaging just 2 walks per 9. And Castillo fouled that one off of his foot. In fact, some similarities if you look at some stats between the Phillies pitching staff and the Twins. These two staffs, great strikeout rates and very low walk rates. The Twins pitching staff, in fact, tied with the Phillies for the highest strikeout rate of any pitching staffs in the game in terms of walk rate. Twins the second lowest in the game. The Phillies fourth lowest walk rate. Good take there, ball 4. So Castillo with a nice plate appearance, and the Twins have a base runner for the second straight inning.
To see what the Twins can do with that mistake from Suarez. Basically, as Corey mentioned, doesn't walk very many people. Walked the ninth place hitter there. to get to the top of the lineup for the Twins.
Manuel Margot, all 3 of his home runs have come against left-handed pitching. Hitting just shy of 290 against lefties. Bounced out to Suarez, his first time up. To shallow center field, that'll fade and fall. So Margot dumps one into center field in front of Rojas, and the Twins have 2 out for the first time tonight.
Nice job of hitting there by Manuel Margot. He was sitting all over that curveball, I'm sure. Really nice, smooth stride into that ball. Just wait for the ball to get up there. The reason I know he was sitting on it is because he took a fastball right down the middle, like he had no intent of swinging at it, and then they had just a great tempo on that curveball for a line drive to center field for a hit. Not a bad idea. Pick out a pitch, a speed against Suarez that you want to hit till you get 2 strikes, and just stay on that pitch.
Twins have really struggled so far in this homestand with runners in scoring position. 2 games against Milwaukee, a combined 3 for 26. To the right side, Stott to second for 1. Turner's return throw. Jeffers beat it. So Margot out, but Jeffers safe as Castillo advances to third.
Turner having to come a long way. Stott makes a nice play, gets the ball to Turner pretty quickly, but he had a long way to go to get there at second base, playing Jeffers to pull the ball. Couldn't quite get his strongest throw off to first.
Willie Castro flat out to right. See the numbers. He struggled, though, surprisingly under 160 with the runners in scoring position. With how well he's played this season, Roy, that number, when it pops up, it always catches my eye. Would not have expected a sub 160 batting average.
No, I wouldn't either, especially you think about some really big hits he's gotten in big situations. It doesn't seem that way at all.
Castillo, he walked. He's at third. Jeffers at first. A 2-0 count to Willie Castro.
Here you pick out a pitch and a location.
With Byron Buxton on deck, would you be surprised if Castro swings here 3-0?
Yeah, he's taken here. I'm sure he'll be taken here and see the ball really well, and then get 3-1, get back on a pitch in a location that you want. Get aggressive on that.
Call sinker for strike 1.
Now figure out what you'd like to hit, what combination of what you'd like to hit and what he's likely to throw. He might throw anything, so pick out a pitch, pick out a location, get ready for that.
So the Bally Bar, good strike numbers, went behind for Suarez. Like that, line drive, base hit into center field. Castillo scores, holding at second base. Jeffers, Twins down 1. It's a 2-1 game on a Willie Castro 2-out run scoring single.
Exactly right, Willie Castro. 3-1. Look for that fastball in the middle of the plate. If he throws you something else, you take it, but you got a pretty good chance of getting one with Buxton coming up next. That's smart hitting and good hitting. Here he's just sitting on fastball right in the middle. Don't miss it. Nice job.
Castro with his 31st RBI. And the Twins pulled to within 1 as Caleb Cotham, pitching coach for the Phillies, is out to chat here with Suarez. And Buxton coming up with Jeffers at second and Willie at first. Byron had quite the day yesterday. What turned out to be a 1-run loss, a multi-homer game. As we take a look at StatCast 3D, powered by Google Cloud, 411 in the third, then 386 off Trevor McGill in the 9th inning. And with that, Buxton now with 8 multi-homer games at Target Field, tying him with Miguel Sano for the most in Target Field history. Nelson Cruz 6. Kepler and Eddie Rosario also in that group.
He's been on quite a run here since June the 7th, as we mentioned in the open. We've seen streaks like this from Byron in the past, and they can get extended. The Twins are hoping that this one does.
It's chopped foul.
It's an interesting matchup here with Suarez and Buxton. Buxton, a very good breaking ball strike hitter. See how Suarez wants to go after him. He got him with a high fastball the first time up.
In the air to left and playable. Wilson makes the catch, and the Twins rally ends there. But the Twins get one on Castro's run-scoring single. 2-1 after 3.
Welcome back. Phillies up 2-1 into the top of the 4th. Here's your Toyota get caught up. Bryce Harper in his debut to Target Field, of course, in that first inning. His 23rd homer of the season. He got a hold of a cutter from Bailey Ober, sent it 424 feet into the seats. Willie Castro, of course, responsible for the first run of the game for the Twins in that last inning. RBI single, and Bailey Ober has retired 8 of his last 9. He's back out there for the 4th. 38 pitches, a couple of swing and misses with that changeup, guys.
There's a changeup right on cue. Katie, thank you, as we start the 4th inning. And JT Realmuto, 3-time All-Star, 2-time Gold Glove winner, and 33 years old. No balls and 2 strikes. Muto just checks every box that you're looking for with a catcher. Defense, game calling, and of course at the plate, quite dangerous.
Change up there from Bailey Ober, right on right change. You don't see that a lot, but you do with Twins pitchers. Pablo Lopez will do that. Paddock will do that. Bailey Ober did it again very successfully.
We'll see that probably as well with Simeon Woods Richardson tomorrow night. First strikeout for Ober.
Really nice trajectory on this. See him turn it over. It comes in and down.
That note in the Bally Bars, 70% strikeout rate with his changeup, 3rd highest among American League starters going back to last year. And it's a grip that he has just always tweaked, and the grip that he finally found. Remember, 2023, Bailey pitched so well in camp, but there was no spot for him on the team to begin the year. So he began the season at AAA with St. Paul, and while playing catch with Randy Dobnak with the Saints, they just kind of tweaked the grip with his changeup, and it's been that way ever since. And it's been good ever since.
It's very good, and one of the reasons that I said early on I'd like to see him pitch inside a little bit more often than he does is that makes that changeup all the more effective. Get guys in a hurry. Great pitch right there on that cutter. That's the one he wants. We talked about that being the golden location for that cutter.
Castellanos, approaching 100 games played against the Twins lifetime, is hitting roughly .283 in his career against the Twins. This one up the middle. Lee on a knee, backhands, throws in time. Had him played up the middle. But there's the arm strength of Brooks Lee. He can play anywhere, has plenty of arm, and throws out the Philadelphia right fielder.
It's a real luxury to have a shortstop that you move around the infield, because he's got a shortstop arm. He knows he can stay down, get the ball, because you're not going to outrun the ball when he's throwing it.
His 3rd start at second base. And 2 down now, Bryson Stott. Change up for strike 1 on Stott, who snapped an 0 for 14. When Brooks Lee was going to join the Twins before the All-Star break, Rocco Baldelli spoke with AAA manager Toby Gardner and asked him about Lee at second base, and Toby said, yes, you can play him anywhere. And it'll be interesting to see, and hopefully we do see it here at some point, when the Twins have Royce Lewis back, Carlos Correa back, and Brooks Lee up. How those three kind of work. And third, short, and second base. Looks like a nice infield. Now this year and hopefully for many years to come.
Yeah, that's the ideal that the Twins are looking for. They've been thinking about this for a while with Royce Lewis and Brooks Lee, knocking on the door for the last couple of years, and then Royce coming up and exploding the way he has, and Brooks Lee now comes up and looks like he is absolutely not overwhelmed in any way, defensively or offensively. And then what do you do with Jose Miranda? Good problems to have here.
Ober. He's a tall dude. That's a routine play, and he throws out Stott. Another quick inning for Bailey Ober. Now get the kids ready for school this fall with a new Twin City Connect backpack. The first 5,000 kids ages 12 and under at Target Field on August 4th and 11th. Receive this exclusive backpack presented by Target. Get your tickets right now at twins.com/targets. Back to school already on the minds of many. Those kids are saying, no, summer's fun. Not to say school isn't, right? It's summer, yeah. Carlos Santana hitting right-handed, grounded out. His first time up. This one is shallow right center. Castellanos coming in, makes the play. One down. Ranger Suarez, Venezuelan born, son of a farmer, and did not start pitching until he was 15 years old. And he signed for only $25,000. This wasn't a slam dunk player from Venezuela that the Phillies saw, and he's going to be this all-star, potential frontline starter. He was a position player and just out of necessity started pitching during his teenage years, and it's a credit to his work ethic, to the Phillies development staff throughout their system, and this guy's become one of the top pitchers going in the game. He was the best pitcher in the game the first month of the season. As Brooks Lee pops this one up, and Bryson Stott makes the play for out number one. I mean, Suarez began the year, he was pretty much unhittable. His first 5 or 6 starts, he went 5-0 with a 1.32 ERA and was the National League Pitcher of the Month in April.
And he did that and continues to do those kinds of things, topping out at right there 92, 93 miles an hour. But as I mentioned before, there's one at the top of just over the top of the zone. He'll sink it to the outside corner. He'll run a cutter or a fastball in. There's the sinker out there. He has a really good idea with 5 different pitches about where he can throw them and where they would be effective.
Let's see if Camargo can pick up his first big league hit. Now that call off the corner. And now 2-1. Camargo was originally with the Dodgers. He came to the Twins years ago along with Kenta Maeda in the Brusdar Gratterall trade before the 2020 season. Could not pull the trigger there at 2-2. It looked like he wanted to, right?
So I was going to say, after Byron Buxton's second pop out on a 92 mile an hour fastball, a little bit up in the zone, the danger with a guy like Suarez is that you get yourself in between as a hitter and you're never really on anything.
Now that call off the inside corner. So Rio Muto framing one outside, framing one inside, works a 9 pitch, 1, 2, 3, 4. Ober got hit hard early in the first inning. Bryce Harper with a 2-run homer, but since then Ober has settled in nicely. He's retired 9 straight batters. He has struck out 1. And the Twins are down 2-1 as we move to the 5th inning here at Target Field. Rustin Wilson down strike.
Yeah, since the first inning, everything has gotten better. He stayed out of the middle of the zone. Changeup's working very, very well. And that's where he's effective, up in the zone. If he can dot that top horizontal line of the box that we're showing you, the strike zone, that sets up a lot of pitches. Up there and inside. And then slider works, cutter works, changeup works.
Now, Rocco Baldelli is often asked about a Bailey Ober start. What do you look for early to see if he's on his game? And he said, Bailey, it's not unusual to see him give up some runs, some hard hit balls in the first couple of innings. If he can get through that, then normally he puts his team in a good spot to win that game. And the numbers back up that point. Before today, Ober 46 earned runs allowed, and 22 of those came in the first 2 innings. And of his 16 home runs he had surrendered before tonight, 10 in the first 2 innings. And that changeup is working. The deeper he's going tonight, and there it is again. Wilson strikes out. Second punch out from Ober. Both have been to righties and both off the changeup.
Yeah, terrific pitch right here. It might be his best one. That's a big fade on that changeup.
Johan Rojas, who flied out to left. Santana over, but that will fade and land foul.
Well, the reason Bailey Ober has a little trouble in the first inning or sometimes second inning, it takes him a little bit of time to get the location of it, primarily his fastball and secondarily the cutter, where he wants it. Find the release point. Guys are aggressive. They know that he's going to be around the plate, throw a lot of strikes, and they are hunting fastballs, hunting anything in the middle of the plate. And if they get it there, they results in some home runs. But once he gets through that, and see that's where he wants to pitch, right up there with that fastball. He hasn't been able to oftentimes stay out in the middle of the plate and get to that point or get to the inside corner with the fastball.
And the run value with Bailey Ober's fastball this season surprisingly has plummeted. It's not what it was last year, and the movement profiles aren't that different. The velocity hasn't changed much, yet the numbers haven't been there. It's been hit harder. It's not missing as many bats as it did a year ago.
I think it's all location. He throws 92 or 93. But he's got that great extension and a lot of carry on his fastball. The ball stays. That's a great change of view. When you go up there and impress guys with fastballs, everything else kind of falls into place. And his fastball with that carry needs to be thrown at the top of the zone and at the inside part of the zone so that he can throw that great changeup.
Back-to-back strikeouts for Ober. He has sat down now 11 straight Philadelphia hitters. And all 3 strikeouts on the changeup. And now before Schwarber will bat for the 3rd time, Ryan Jeffers is coming out to chat with the starter as Bailey begins now, Roy, the 3rd time he sees this Phillies lineup in this start.
Well, he's going to have to be real sharp here this 3rd time around. To your point, they've seen him now twice, and he's going to have the location that he wants, especially with a fastball and cutter.
So here is how opponents have fared in terms of batting average. First time, second time, third. Now the slugging does climb, but in terms of batting average, comparable. Now Schwarber now 0 for his last 11. And 2 for 14 lifetime here at Target Field. Now his 4th game. And Lee slides, picks, throws him out. 12 pitch inning from Ober. He has sat down 12 straight Phillies hitters. Field on Friday, August 2nd for a post-game drone show after the Twins take on the White Sox. Watch the night sky light up with hundreds of drones, creating spectacular scenes over this gorgeous ballpark. Get your tickets right now at twins.com/tickets. Those are very cool. Seen a few of those here at Target Field, as well as a few drone shows on the road. Those are awesome. 2-1 Phillies, bottom 5. Max Kepler. Sinker for strike one. Next 2 for 10 on this homestand. Punches this one to left center field, and that will fall. Leadoff man is on for the first time tonight, as Kepler is now 1 for 2.
Nice at bat by Max Kepler right there. Not sure what you're going to get. Look for fastball, let it travel, just in case it's something else. Go the other way with it. That's a sweet swing right there. Nice base hit.
This is where Suarez, he is in ground ball double play mode here. And with a man on, a right-handed batter, it's certainly on the mind of the Phillies starter. And with that, I thought, yeah, Castillo, do you try and show something here and avoid that and move Max into scoring position with the lineup about to turn over? Thought that made some sense. He showed but pulled back.
And if you want to bunt him over, I don't know why you'd pull it back. That was a good pitch to bunt. Yeah. I don't think he had any intention of bunting it. I'm not exactly sure what he's thinking about, but he's taking 2 pitches right down the middle.
Castillo walked and scored in the 3rd. To right field down the line. That is going to fall fair and skip off the net. And with that, the ball is deemed dead. So Castillo, forget the bunt, Roy, swing away.
Yeah, and get one right on off the fist and dunk it into right field for a double. I love it. Main thing about that, 2 strike. Figure out a way to put the ball in play, and you know something good might happen, and it did.
0-2 count, and just kept that fair, and it's kicked off the hands. No net, beg your pardon. Saw that one bounce, but not off the net. Hit some hands, infield back, and the Twins have 2nd and 3rd with nobody out. Margot is 1 for 2.
Here's a situation with nobody out, runners on 2nd or 3rd, infield playing back. I know everybody wants to get a hit. We'd love to hit the ball in the ballpark here, but a ground ball to the left of Trey Turner at shortstop, all the way around to the right side, gets 1 in and 1 over with only 1 out. As good as Suarez is mixing pitches around, getting ground balls. You just put the ball in play to the right side, up the middle or the right side, even if it's an out. You tie the score and you get the go-ahead run to third base with less than 2 out.
The run expectancy note on the Bally bar, 2nd and 3rd, nobody out. Expect to get 2 runs as Margot with a base hit to right. 1 run scores. Here comes Castillo, and he will score. Manuel Margot drives in 2, and the Twins take a 3-2 lead.
Beautiful, beautiful swing, beautiful approach. Just exactly what we're talking about there. Hit the ball to the right side. The worst thing that can happen is you get 1 in and 1 over. The best thing that can happen is what just did happen. Let the ball travel, hit the ball to right field. Great job.
So Margot 2 for 3, RBIs 24 and 25, and still nobody out. Ryan Jeffers is 0 for 2. Suarez, the only lefty starter the Twins are scheduled to see in this series. Chase the changeup. And it's 1-2. The Phillies listing Zach Wheeler tomorrow night and Aaron Nola to wrap up the series on Wednesday. And Jeffers strikes out on a curveball. So there's the first out here in the Twins' fifth. And strikeout number 3 for Ranger Suarez. Willie Castro drove in a run in the 3rd inning. 1 for 2 tonight. Suarez about to throw his 70th pitch. Sky to shallow left center. Rojas takes charge, and the center fielder puts it away for out number 2 as Margot is safely back to first. And before Byron Buxton steps in, we step out with this message from Tria Health Partners.
For some of our patients, the goal is playing on a winning team, but you just want to stay in the game. At Tria Orthopedics, we'll treat your back so you can be there for your team.
Let's see if Byron Buxton can get himself a plan that he likes here. He's been late on 2 fastballs. Like I said earlier, I feel like just kind of in between speeds. Until you get 2 strikes, get on one.
Towards the hole, and Bohm is there, feeds second, and the force on Margot ends the inning. But the Twins string together 3 straight hits, including a Margot 2-run single. Twins lead for the first time tonight. Twins baseball on Valley Sports is brought to you by Chevrolet, the #1 selling brand in the Twin Cities. Manuel Margot 2 for 3 tonight, including a 2-run single a moment ago, and the Twins have a 3-2 lead. Bailey Ober has retired 12 straight Phillies batters. Trey Turner leads off the Phillies' 6th. Turner is 1 for 2 tonight. Harper on deck, and then Alec Bohm. Mentioned that Turner is certainly in the running to be the National League Player of the Month. He has 9 home runs this month. The Phillies franchise record for most home runs in any calendar month is 15, done twice. And one of those 2 names has a Twins connection. And that would be Jim Thome. In June of 2004, had a 15 home run month as a Philly. Also Cy Williams in May of 1923. 3-1.
I would have guessed maybe Chuck Klein, Ryan Howard.
Leadoff walk, and Turner's out for the 2nd time tonight. Ends. And Bailey had going 12 straight Phillies retired. Bryce Harper. Go ahead, Roy.
This will show you what pitchers need to do with location and movement. There's a little spin and cutter right there in his wheelhouse. Now watch this swing right here. He doesn't get to this one. Why? Because that ball fades to the end of his bat. That is the absolute best example of what location and movement mean to a pitcher. Yeah, there's that 25 miles an hour basically is where you hit it on the bat.
That ball will drift foul. I was talking with some friends earlier today about the new look schedule, just lessening the amount of divisional games. In the Twins' case, the AL Central taking out 19 games against the Guardians and White Sox and Royals and Tigers down to 13. To first, Santana steps on one. There's one. The second, the tag is applied. Double play.
He can pick it over there at first base. He's been doing it for a long time. This is a nice play. Comes off the base. One hopper right to him. No problem.
Good look at our T-Mobile coverage cam and a fist pump from Bailey Ober. And now Alec Boehm, who's 1 for 2 to third on the ground. Here is Castillo. A 9-pitch inning. The leadoff walk leads to nothing. Ober fired up tonight. Twins back at it, leading by 1. Telecast tonight, the Twins have not fared well. Facts are facts against the better teams in the game so far. Combined 2 for 19, but a chance to turn that around a bit this week against the team, Roy, with the best record in all of baseball and the 63-win Philadelphia Phillies.
Really impressed with Bailey Ober getting off, giving up that home run to Bryce Harper. Everybody knows they're a good team. Everybody knows there's plenty of thunder there, but Ober just said, okay, that's all for now. Come back with 5 really strong innings, and that your teammates feed off that. All of a sudden, you're throwing up zeros and throwing it, 9-pitch innings, 10-pitch innings, whatever it is. That gets guys excited about winning the game. Let's get some offense going.
1 ball and 2 strikes on Carlos Santana, 0 for 2 tonight. Twins before tonight, and Manuel Margot a big part of it. The Twins have fared well against left-handed pitching. .277 batting average against left-handed pitching, tied for the best batting average against lefties of any team of the game. And it's not just singles, it's also power slugging. Twins against lefties at .452, second best slug against left-handed arms in the game. Now the challenge tonight for Rocco Baldelli, many of those guys that have done damage are not playing tonight, but Carlos Santana pokes a leadoff single through the left side to begin the home 6th.
There was a time when the Twins didn't swing the bat very well against left-handers, but with Carlos Correa, Royce Lewis, Jose Miranda, Manuel Margot hitting close to 300. I mean, they had some real thunder to throw at left-handed pitching, and now the thunder sidelined a bit, but I suspect, I'm anticipating a lot of offense. Get everybody healthy and stay healthy. There's going to be a lot of offense in this Twins club this rest of this year. This guy right here could be one of those guys from both sides of the plate.
Brooks Lee is 1 for 2. And now down, no balls and 2 strikes. Suarez approaching 80 pitches, and righty Orion Kirkering, who's really good against lefties. Right-handed arm, but tough against lefties. He's warming up in the Philadelphia pen. Phillies have 3 lefties, by the way, in their bullpen. Oh, that's inside, but the call went against Brooks Lee. 4th strikeout for Suarez, 1 out. And this is in.
Yeah, and we've seen that a little bit. Not as bad as this one was, but we've seen a little larger plate on the inside part of it tonight.
Thompson is coming out, and mentioned that Ranger Suarez, he's been dealing with a bad back, so the pitch count probably around 80 tonight, and sure enough, just shy of that. Will leave here in the 6th inning, and Kirkering is coming in, and Jair Camargo is due up, but will he bat, or does Rocco go to his bench and bring in a lefty? We'll find out when we come back. Enjoy a day at the ballpark in the Tick Pick family section. Tickets in this alcohol-free section include a hot dog and Pepsi. Tickets can be found at twins.com. Ranger Suarez is done here tonight. Just shy of 80 pitches thrown, and now the Phillies go to their bullpen, and it's right-hander Orion Kirkering on here to face a pinch hitter, as Trevor Larnach is batting in place of Jair Camargo.
When you look at his numbers, he's been really good. Doesn't walk anybody. Only 6 walks in 41 innings. Keeps the ball in the ballpark, throws ground balls. Just saw the sweeper. He throws out an awful lot. Then he'll try to run 2 different fastballs at you.
Fastball upper 90s. Runner goes. Pitches outside. Throw to second base is skipped, and Santana's out. As Nick Lentz, the second base umpire, took his time to just kind of replay that in his mind. And Santana thrown out on the skip throw from Real Muto. That right hand might be on the corner of the bag, and the Twins are going to challenge. I don't think there's tag. I mean, it looked like the glove was going to beat him, Roy, but I don't think there was contact.
The glove was down in plenty of time, but he just didn't tag either one of the arms.
And we're showing this on the video board right now, and Twins fans responding with safe signals. And Santana, he was halfway to first base, but now he's standing back at second base as he believes this is going to go his way.
When the throw beats the runner in a situation like that, it almost invariably is an out call, but you do have to tag him. And Trey Turner reaches out instead of just waiting for the hand at the base and slapping one of the hands. He reaches out for the chest, and Santana just grabs the base with either hand.
The crew chief is the home plate umpire, Lance Barksdale. And the replay umpires in New York right now are Bill Miller and Todd Tishner. And they're looking at all the angles here of this play at the replay command center in Midtown Manhattan. And the call on the field is out. Twins hoping that the challenge will be overturned. And Turner and Santana saying, hey, you tagged me on my arm. No, you did not. I got my hand around your tag. Two veterans right there. Turner 31, Santana 38. This is taking quite some time.
Long look at it. Turner thinks he got his left arm right there.
After review, the call on the field is overturned. The runner is safe.
So Santana able to avoid the tag and the skip throw from Real Muto, and Santana now with his third stolen base. Turner, after the call was made, a little nod. And we'll see if the Twins can capitalize. And Trevor Larnach, pinch hitting this year, good numbers, 2 for 3. And now it's 1-2. Kerkering, he's been tough to righties and lefties. The batting average against lefties slightly higher, but power numbers not much there against lefties or righties. And Larnach, ooh, he got hit on his foot. And he'll take his base with a bit of pain. And the Twins have 2 on here, leading by 1 to the 6th.
He's overcooked that sweeper. This is the pitch he uses the most. He just overcooked it.
Max is due, long overdue, for a big, impactful swing here in the month of July. If you look at his July numbers, the batting average is fine, but not much in terms of power for Kepler here this month. His last home run came more than a month ago, June 18th, here against Tampa Bay.
You see, he's going to be trying to get a ball up in the zone where he doesn't hit over the top of it.
Ball 3. The green light Max here.
I don't think that Rocco will green light him. I wouldn't mind if he did, but I don't think he will.
Castillo for now is on deck.
Right.
But that could be Eddie Julian. There's ball 4. And Castillo's coming back. And sure enough, that's going to be the move. Eddie Julian is coming in. And then we'll see Brooks Lee probably shift over and play some third base with Julian staying in at second. But right now, Eddie is batting with 3 on and 1 out. And the Twins have a big chance to add to their lead. Before the Julian at bat begins, the Phillies will meet on the mound. And while this conversation happens quickly, we'll step out and hear this message from Quick Trip.
Cool off your summer with a Coca-Cola Summer Cash Grab and Quick Trip. Play daily to enter to win up to $250,000. No purchase necessary. See quicktrip.com/sweepstakes for details.
As the second half began on Saturday, Twins couple of roster moves. Carlos Correa and Chris Paddock put on the IL. The Twins brought back Austin Martin off the IL and recalled Eddie Julian, who over the weekend was playing with Christian Vasquez's spikes and Tony Diaz's glove, as his equipment bag was stuck in Ohio. He did have his own bats over the weekend, and 3 for 7 as a pinch hitter with a double this season. I don't mind that swing. I like that pinch hitter, that first
Absolutely.
pitch.
Absolutely. You're not going to get another shot at it. You asked me earlier if I'd swing at the first pitch. You pinch hit, you absolutely do. You get something you can handle, you rip it.
The Twins struggled over the weekend with the bases loaded against Milwaukee. Julian batting .200 with runners in scoring position. Fought off that sweeper. This Kerkering is just not leaving much in the meat of the plate, is he?
No, he's not going to do that too often. I thought the first pitch to Julian was really the one that he wanted. It's just interesting. He throws 97 or 98 and keeps throwing these sweepers. I think the meeting on the mound with the Phillies pitching coach and Real Muto, it was about throwing him breaking balls right here.
Struck him out at 99. So Julian off the bench cannot put the ball in play. So 2 down. It's up to Manuel Margot.
Yeah, threw him 2 or 3 breaking balls to bury that in his mind, and then came back with fastballs outside the zone.
Well, Margot's been clutch so far tonight. Can he do it again with 2 down? Grounds this one up the middle. Turner will glide to his left. He'll make the play on Margot, and it's close and just in time. Just beat him by a stride. Turner had to be perfect, and he was, and the Twins do not add on and leave 3. The Twins will not challenge. It was close, but Turner made the play. Margot out number 3, still a 1-run game. Bailey Ober's been magnificent tonight. We go in the driver's seat, brought to you by Hyundai. Gave up 2 runs in the first inning, allowed a single in the second, and since then, Roy, just 1 base runner. That was a walk to Trey Turner in the 6th.
Which got erased by a nice double play ball right after that. He's pitched absolutely terrifically. It's 1 bad pitch really to Bryce Harper, and everything else has been spot on.
He's thrown JT Realmuto plenty of changeups here tonight. Begins this one with a cutter for ball 1. Brooks Lee now at third base. And Eddie Julian stays in. He's at second. 1-1. Realmuto has popped out and struck out tonight. Smacks this one to center, but Byron Buxton is right there. Nick Castellanos is 0 for 2. At 6 1/3 innings, this is tied for the longest that Bailey Ober has gone in a home start all year, matching what he did against Oakland here in mid-June.
Got Castellanos 0-2 on 2 perfectly located pitches. That fastball right there for strike 2 is right up there at the top of the zone where he's good, where Bailey Ober's extension and carry on his fastball plays the best. He threw a great slider out in the corner. See where he goes here. He's got a lot of ways to go. He can go in or he can go right back out to the outside corner.
Right side, Santana over, and that's going to land in the seats.
That pitch was just bad enough to be effective. He did not mean to throw it. That was for the outside corner. It ended up and in, and Castellanos kind of tied himself up with it.
Well, Sands warming up in the Twins bullpen. Over not yet at 80 pitches. Strike 3 at the knees. Locks up Castellanos.
Well, he put enough of the other pitches in Castellanos' mind right there. Just did not expect to get that one. Something went on in his head thinking I'm going to get a breaking ball or a changeup. He just zipped a fastball in there. Perfect spot.
So 2 down. Now Bryson Stott was 1 for 2 as he takes high. Getting back to Sands in the Twins bullpen, we saw him. We'll see on the availability of both Jorge Alcala and Griffin Jacks tonight, as those two worked in back-to-back days. Have to think Jhoan Duran is good to go, as Duran threw an inning on Saturday, did not throw yesterday. Pete Mackey alongside Rocco in the dugout. 1-2. He's been so efficient. 31 through the first 2 innings. And some quick innings with not much traffic behind him. In his first career regular season start against Philadelphia.
And you know where quick innings and well-pitched ball games come from. It comes from not walking anybody, and when you're throwing all your pitches all around the corners, you get weak outs and you get quick outs.
Like this. Plenty of room. Byron Buxton in center. A 1-2-3 7th for Bailey Ober. Time to stretch. Twins by 1.
Bryce Harper early homer, but Bailey Ober corrected himself down the stretch. Phenomenal performance, 4 strikeouts, 3 of which with his changeup in this one. The Twins offense added a couple runs in the 5th inning and 1 in that 3rd inning. Good to see the offense showing up in this one, guys. And how about the starter so far for the Twins?
And hopefully he's not done. Pitch count in fine shape, and batters 8, 9, and 1 due up for Philadelphia. Rocco Baldelli came over. Ooh, shaking hands with Bailey.
Yep, that's it.
And that may be it for the Twin starter. As Ryan Jeffers leads off, pitching change for Philadelphia. Line to left, but that will turn foul. And Sir Anthony Dominguez is on to pitch for Philadelphia here in the Twins half of the 7th inning.
Another great arm out of that bullpen. Throws hard, 97, 98. Got a really good slider. He kind of slings it from the side just a little bit. Nasty slider.
There's 99, that Velo Roy you referenced.
I'm telling you, he's got great stuff. And as hard as he throws, he's gotten 24 of his 39 strikeouts on that slider. So we're going to see a few of those.
There's gas missing low. This is the Target Field debut for Dominguez.
Tough duty for Ryan Jeffers. Right-handers hitting a $198 off of Dominguez. There's a slider. It's a big break, and it's a hard break. It's got a lot of movement, but it's just spinning like crazy.
Full count. Dominguez really strong strikeout numbers. He is walking about 3 batters per 9. Willie Castro on deck. And then Byron Buxton, hitters 2, 3, and 4.
He will give you a chance with, you're right, with the bases on balls, and that's how you get to him. You get good pitches to hit, lay off the tough ones or the ones outside the zone. It's easier said than done.
Jeffers in the air to left field, hit pretty well. This one sending Wilson back. Wilson near the wall, jumps up and missed it. Leadoff double, Ryan Jeffers marks the 7th inning.
Looked like a little 2-strike swing protecting the plate with Ryan Jeffers, and the ball just jumped off his bat. He's out in front, reaches out, flicks the bat at it, knocks it off the fence.
Wilson playing left field tonight because Brandon Marsh is dealing with a bad elbow. He's day to day. So the Twins have a runner at second base, Willie Castro. Phillies not ruling out a bunt here. Ball one inside. That's a key insurance run, Roy, this late in the ball game.
It really is, and you want to move this ball to the right side. Same way Margot did it earlier. Move the runner to third. If you get a hit, great, but move it over there.
As Castro down to a knee. Harper stayed back, but Bohm at third base. He was creeping just a tad in. Castro with an RBI tonight. Run scoring single in the 3rd. And saved by Real Muto. Twins had a great chance to add on last inning, had bases loaded, 1 out. They could not score a run. Jeffers leadoff double. 2-2. Rocco Baldelli kind of voiced some frustration when reflecting after the loss, the 1-run defeat yesterday, thinking back to the 2-game series against Milwaukee. He felt those were 2 games the Twins could have and probably should have won from his vantage point, and it was about execution, and especially in the later innings, that the Twins just did not get it done.
Defensive player too that were not made late innings, and then the bullpen not executing. It's a manager's job to be mad about that and to let the players know. It's a player's job just to keep grinding, put that behind him, come back and execute the next day.
Hit hard to right down the line, but that will travel foul. Just a tad early on that slider. This is Castro's first at bat, hitting left-handed tonight.
Nice plate appearance here. Willie Castro has gone in, trying to move the ball on the right side of the field. He hasn't swung at a bad ball, making throw the ball in the strike zone.
Back-to-back 3-2 counts, and this time though Castro, unlike Jeffers, cannot reach and strikes out looking.
97 with movement out to the outside corner. Just buzzed it right out there on the edge.
Buxton 0 for 3 tonight. can't hit that. That's a tough pitch to hit. In on the corner, elevated.
Yeah, that's 98 miles an hour with the ball having a good 6 or 8 inches of hard movement in under your hands. That's tough.
Alec Bohm throws out Buxton, as Harper did keep his foot on the bag, and Jeffers still at second, now 2 outs. Celebrate by taking in the Twins here at Target Field. It's the MLB Ballpark app, but it's your place to buy and manage tickets to the 6-game homestand that is coming up after this one ends around the corner. As we flip the calendar to August, be sure to download the MLB Ballpark app and do so today. Carlos Santana 1 for 3. Hammers this one to right field and deep. Castellanos will turn. That's in play and off the wall. Jeffers will score. Santana dives and he is safe at second with an RBI double. And the Twins take a 4-2 lead on a clutch 2-out run scoring swing from the veteran Carlos Santana.
How many huge hits is that 38-year-old going to get here this season for the Twins? What a job he has done. Gets a fastball right in the middle of the plate, 98 miles an hour, and he turned it around harder than that. Just rips it off the wall. Castellanos makes a nice play here. They almost got him on what should have been a sure double, and they almost got him out.
Now Brooks Lee with a chance to add on. Inside for ball 1 as Santana was sliding in. Ryan Jeffers was arriving at home plate around the same time, and that was going to be close if Santana was able to get in there, and the Jeffers, of course, 2 outs in the inning, but that was close. And 1 ball 1 strike count now on Lee, but he was thinking 2 the entire time.
Well, you hit the ball off the wall with 2 out. You feel like the runner on second base has got to get to home before you get to second.
Now 2-1. This is Lee's first at bat from this side of the plate. This was his better side last year, but before he was called up, his right-handed swing, he was doing damage from that side of the plate. Cues this one to short. Couple of odd bounces. Turner though throws and it's close and he's out. Twins may take a look. Lee's coming off the field, as is Hank Conger, and the Twins will not challenge it, will play on. So close play at first base. Lee was out, but the Twins add 1. Legendary career and induction into the National Baseball Hall of Fame. Get to the game early for a special pregame ceremony honoring number 7, plus the first 10,000 fans receive an exclusive Joe Mauer replica Hall of Fame plaque. That'll be cool. Get your tickets at twins.com/tickets. I'm sure thousands after the game last night maybe took a look at Joe's Hall of Fame speech. It was great, lasted just more than 19 minutes. Congrats to number 7. Cole Sands has the 8th inning as Bailey Ober's night is over. Roy,
looking at Cole Sands' numbers, he's had some really good outings here late innings for the Twins when the Twins have not been able to use Griffin Jacks. He's been pretty good. He's going to have to get that through the 8 and 9 hitters, and then Kyle Schwarber, and they turn it over again.
Sands has allowed 1 earned run over his last 9 appearances and tried the corner and missed. Brandon Marsh dealing with a sore elbow, but Looks like he will hit for Yohan Rojas next. This is popped up, playable. Santana. One down. Now here comes Marsh. 0 for his last 12. And he has great numbers against right-handed pitching.
Yeah, he can hit right-handers. He's always been able to do that very, very well. It'd be interesting to see how those two guys decide how they. Jefferson, you can see Jefferson's very, very definite about how he wants to pitch to Marsh here. So Jefferson doing all the talking and Cole Sands nodding his head. So we'll see what Jefferson wants his pitcher to do.
Marsh, high strikeout rate, also a high walk rate. Nothing in one. Fastballs, Marsh. He has had plenty of success, slugging almost 480. Of his 9 home runs, 6 off fastballs. Off speed, good idea. 0-2.
Really nice changeup after that first fastball that he got and fouled back. That was a good changeup, great arm speed.
Ooh, that's on the corner, and the call did not go the Twins' way. That's a great pitch. Instead of out number 2, it's ball number 1.
Yeah, there's been pitches 4 inches outside of that have been called all night.
Had a piece of the corner, and the 1-2 roll to the right side. Eddie Julian. 2 down. Kyle Schwarber about to bat, but first we step out for this word from the Minnesota Lottery.
Play today for a chance to win $100,000. Chum.
Kyle Schwarber 0 for 3 tonight. If the Twins can hang on, they'll pick up a game and would be only 4 back of the first place Guardians, who lost tonight at home to the Tigers. Marte and Soto, you saw them up in the bullpen. Now Sands needs 1 more strike.
Power against power right there. 97-mile-an-hour fastball, high middle of the zone. Schwarber had a pretty good rip at it, fouled it straight back. He's a little frustrated. When you foul a ball straight back like that on a fastball, you've gotten the big end of the bat to it. You're right there, just underneath it. See if he comes back with a good change up here.
And that one was outside. That one did miss the corner. Competitive pitch, but ball 1.
That was an excellent try.
Schwarber 0 for his last 12. Struck. Oh, and it popped away, and he did swing and miss. Yes. And Schwarber will vacate the dirt, not run, and that is out number 3. So Cole Sands throwing some power. A swing and miss, and Schwarber ends the inning. Twins batting in the home 8th, leading the Phillies by a score of 4-2. With that, we welcome you back to the Dick Bramer television booth here at Target Field. Roy Smalley, Corey Provis, and Katie Storm. This one began. Bryce Harper and the Phillies raced out to a quick lead. Bailey Ober was great, and now the Twins are 3 outs away from a great win here tonight.
It would be a great win against this tough Philly ball club, and a little 1 more insurance run would not break my heart here in the bottom of the 8th for the Twins. But I'll tell you something, Bailey Ober was terrific. And
Larnach to right center and deep. Back it goes, and that ball is in play and off the wall. And Larnach will make second base. 1 pitch to greet Junior Marte. And a leadoff double to begin the 8th inning, and a chance to grab that insurance run.
Great start on a great swing. Great start on getting that insurance run. A great swing by Trevor Larnach. A little slider right in the middle of the plate. Just spun right there to get hit. And Trevor Larnach did not miss it.
So Larnach did not start this game. He's reached twice, hit by pitch, and now a double. And he's all smiles inside the dugout. He leaves, and some better speed in Austin Martin on the pinch run. Twins have had the leadoff man on now. The last 4 innings.
Here's a situation where a runner on second base and nobody out. Many times, as we've seen a couple of them tonight that I talked about, hit the ball on the right side and get the runner over. It'd be great if Max does that. You want Max to drive in this run. In this particular situation, have Max be the guy that drives in the run. Based on the guys coming up next, behind him. You certainly don't want him to give his at bat away. So if you can move it to the right side and drive the run in at the same time, that's great.
Kepler's been on twice, a single, a run. He's also walked.
What is it about 98 miles an hour all these bullpen guys come in with? Man, some good arms.
To the right side, into right center, a base hit. Martin will score easily. Max Kepler RBI single. It's 5-2.
Corey, you were talking about it. Late inning execution during this whole ball game, when the Twins had a chance to do the right thing, do what they needed to do at the plate to move runners along. They've done it, and here Max, this gets the guy to third with less than 2 out. Oh, and it also gets him in. Nice hit.
Bryson Stott playing more over to pull against the left-handed hitting Kepler, and Max rolling it through the right side. His first RBI tonight and his 33rd this season. Twins offense came in tied for 6th most in runs scoring per game at just under 5. They posted 5 and hopefully not done tonight. Knocked down by Real Muto. Phillies just saw a 3-game losing streak end yesterday, shutting out the Pirates 6-0. They have not lost more than 3 straight games all year. Eddie Julian struck out pinch hitting earlier tonight and doesn't bite there. Ball 3. Manuel Margot, an important piece tonight, is on deck.
Good fastball there from Marte. 97 running hard outside. That looked like Eddie Julian looked coming up there like it was right in his wheelhouse, and then just ran to the outside corner.
Full count. Kepler stays, and the pitch is inside. Ball 4. So 3 straight have reached here against Marte. Rob Thompson kind of letting his infielders know, be aware of the bunt. Margot, 2 hits tonight. He does show and pushes it foul.
I think this is a really good play right here. Margot got to really bear down and get this bunt down.
Margot has 2 sacrifice bunts this season. And now it's 0-2. I beg your pardon, none. He has 2 sac flies. He's not laid down a successful sac bunt so far in 2024. And cannot move the runners and strikes out. 1 out here in the 8th inning.
A low running fastball, threw him 2 in a row right in the same spot for strikes 2 and 3. Surprised they didn't stay with the bunt there.
Joan Duran is warming up. And the Phillies due up in their half of the 9th inning. Trey Turner, Bryce Harper, Alec Bohm. Jeffers doubled and scored in the 7th. He's 1 for 4. And that'll work its way foul.
Jeffers with a really good swing at that ball. He was right on that slider. Just didn't square it up, but he was on it.
To right field and shallow. This one fading, 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 and will land. Kepler stops at third base. So Jeffers floating one to the shallow right. And the Twins load him up once again and are looking for the knockout blow here in the 8th inning.
This ball gets in deep and into Ryan Jeffers, but finds the perfect spot. God, you love those hits.
Man, I got that as a line drive.
All day
Clean
long.
single in the right.
All day long.
Infield in. Willie Castro, the hitter, with 1 out. Strike 1. Castro 1 for 4 with an RBI single. And a chance to improve those numbers with runners in scoring position. Bases are loaded. Castro chased 1 and 2. Twins fans on their feet. As that young man is. Look out behind the back, and the runners stay put. Somehow that missed hitting Castro and went right behind his back, and everybody just kind of held their spot at their respective base.
Well, this pitch kind of shocking. I mean, that missed by a long ways.
There's Marte just trying to get some of the clay and dirt off of his spikes. This game started about 90 minutes late due to heavy rain that came in quickly, and it poured. Big storm went through. Turned out to be a lovely night after the rain went through the area. Temperatures cooled down. Twins have 3 on and a 3-run lead in the 8th. And a full count to Willie Castro. Byron Buxton is on deck.
Just make the ball be high enough, stay in the center of the diamond.
Not even close. Ball 4. Right? Ball 4. Here we go, guys. Yes. Kepler, yes. Ball 4. Everybody agrees. We're good. It's an RBI. And the Twins have their 6th run.
Great job of hitting there by Max Kepler, getting that run in. That was a huge run, and just that's ball 4. We all knew it. Kepler's going, wait, that's 4. I mean, I know that's 4. How does Willie not know?
Yep. Ball 4.
This copyrighted telecast is presented by authority of Minnesota Twins and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of Minnesota Twins, LLC.
Byron Buxton is 1 for 6 with the bases loaded this season. Joan Duran no longer a save situation. And still up in the bullpen, not throwing currently. This one kicks away from Real Muto. Another run is in. Julian scores. Everybody moves up 1 at 7-2.
And I got to believe that somebody else is going to be getting up in a hurry right now in the Twins bullpen.
A 3-run 8th and still 1 out. Infield stays in. And good call because Duran is putting the jacket back on. Ooh, that man. One hung and it looked like hit me from the start.
And Buck is normally so good at that pitch right there. Breaking ball strikes. That has been in the seats many times.
He hasn't thrown his fastball, Marte, for a strike in a while. And when he did, a sinker, 2-2. The Phillies led 2-0 after batting in the first inning. The Twins have scored 7 unanswered runs. Will Sands, is he back in play for the 9th inning after a 1-2-3 8th? Chase ball 3. Instead, it's out number 2 on a strikeout. So 2 down. Let's see if Carlos Santana can play that sweet music one more time. Josh Stallman is now starting to loosen up. Look out.
You start getting a little tentative as a left-handed hitter when you watch the pitcher throw the ball behind one of your teammates on the left side and then come in like that. This is a time when you really want your pitcher to find the strike zone for a number of reasons.
Santana 2 for 4, a single, an RBI double, and a stolen base tonight. Did he go? Yes. Right call.
I guess he did.
Already 31 pitches for Junior Marte here in this lengthy 8th inning. Twins have scored 3, have second and third, 2 down. Thompson sticking with Marte. The Phillies have action in their bullpen. And switching Brooks Lee on deck if Santana reaches. It's got to be tough to bat right now against a guy that's throwing the ball all over. Some in the zone, but many nowhere near the plate.
Yeah, it really is. You just really don't know how to look for pitches.
Ball 4, it's a walk. His 3rd walk of the inning. And Brooks Lee is coming up, and Marte is staying in. And Lee is the 9th Twin to bat here in the 8th inning.
The guy's been all over the place like this, but it still has, that good stuff. He's running up there at 98. Slider's good. You just have to look right in the middle of the plate. Get real aggressive about the middle of the plate, and that's all you want to see.
Up the middle, back to Marte. And he'll throw out Lee, and the inning ends there. The Twins bat 9 and score 3. Turner, Harper, and Bohm are coming up. Twins are 3 outs away from a great win here at Target Field. Cole Sands after a 1-2-3 8th, and the Twins pushing 3 more across is coming back out for the 9th inning. Turner, Harper, and Bohm due up for Philadelphia. Turner's been on twice, a single, a run, a walk. He's also bounced out. Turner missed quite a bit of time in May and June on the injured list with a hamstring injury, so does not have enough plate appearances yet to qualify for the batting race. And now it's 3-0.
And here's where it gets a little difficult sometimes. Cole Sands so good in the 8th inning, throwing great stuff, 4 strikes. It's different finishing off a game against a good hitting team like this.
And had to sit a while too, but that was a long bottom half of the 8th inning.
Absolutely. And he sat down to start with thinking he's no way he goes back out there. Joanne Duran's going to be out there.
Playable to right center. And Kepler calls and catches one out.
Good job coming all the way back and getting him after falling behind. Excellent.
I want to get back to something I was talking about earlier. This was during the Bryce Harper at bat before he hit into a double play about the new look schedule. And I think this is the joy of the change. And yes, you take away divisional games. You go from 19 games down to 13 against the Tigers and White Sox, Royals and Tigers. But now the Twins will play the Phillies every year at least one time. And every other year, Bryce Harper and this great lineup will be here at Target Field. And that is great for the game. That fans here in Minnesota don't have to travel to Philadelphia, can be here to cheer on their team, but also watch one of the best players in the game.
I couldn't agree more. And there's a player, at least one player on every team that you would pay to come and see, and that you wouldn't normally see. I couldn't agree more. I hated interleague play the way they had it before, where you have all those games against the division and then played different teams. Different teams playing different teams.
You'd rotate against the divisions.
Yeah,
one year, the Twins would have rotate and beat the National League West. The next year, the NL Central.
Right.
Yeah.
I really didn't like it. I really like this.
We saw Shohei Ohtani and Mookie Betts, the Dodgers, here earlier in the year, and Harper strikes out. High cheese there from Sands. 2 down. And the Braves are coming to Target Field. The Reds are coming to Target Field still this season. Elly De La Cruz, what a talent, is going to be here in September. That's great for the fans to continue to grow the game.
Yeah, and for me, everything you say is absolutely true. I agree with it, seeing all these guys. But also, it's just more fair. I mean, everybody play everybody one time. It's not this division, who gets the easier
path.
Division, the easier path. Man.
And up until this season, look, the AL Central has been the weakest division in the game now for many years. Not the case this year. Much tougher division. But with that always came some scrutiny about, okay, yes, you won the AL Central, but look who you played. And every other team in your division was under 500. That's not the case this year.
It makes total sense now to win the division, because you have the preponderance of games in your division, but you also play everybody in baseball. Everybody does that. I think it's great.
1-2 on Alec Bohm. And that one nearly clipped his hands. Twins Live postgame is coming up with Anthony and Tim.
I'm going to tell you what, this is a big time outing by Bailey Ober and now Cole Sands.
The Twins had some long games the last couple of days against Milwaukee. Twins used 7 pitchers on Saturday, 4 more yesterday. To only use 2 here tonight with 2 more to play on this homestand. That's great news for Rocco Baldelli.
You bet. I'll tell you what, Cole Sands is just dealing here for these 2 innings. 96, 95, 96, 97 fastball, a hard cutter, and a good split finger.
It's more than 29,000 on hand here tonight at Target Field. And this lengthy at bat between Sands and Bohm continues. 7 pitches still. It plays on. To short, Castro. Fields throws. Santana can't dig this one. And the game is not over yet. Willie Castro will be charged with an error. And Bohm is safe. First error on the Twins tonight.
Well, he had to back up to make the play, and then the sidearm throw just couldn't get there in the air. And he knows he had a chance to straighten up, and he's got a good arm. He can straighten up and gun that throw.
Another night game to come here tomorrow night between the Twins and the Phillies, and Simeon Woods Richardson is scheduled to start for the Twins, and Zach Wheeler An ERA under 3. A 10-game winner. A veteran against a rookie. Game 2 here tomorrow night. Pre-game begins at 6 right here on Bally Sports. Twins have not yet announced a starter, by the way, for Wednesday. That would have been Chris Paddock's spot. He's on the IL. Aaron Nola goes for Philadelphia. Fly ball to right. Kepler. He'll call it. He'll catch it, and the ball game is over. The Twins beat the Phillies 7-2. A win against the best team in baseball. And a good 9 innings of Twins baseball tonight. After dropping the first 2 on this homestand, the Twins put up 7 and beat the Phillies by 5.
Great comeback statement by the Twins. Lose 2 ball games they probably should have won. Didn't play particularly well. Best team in baseball coming in, and they take care of business. And Bailey overpitched great. But in these 3 games now since the Twins came out of the break, they've had their ace throw up a dandy in the first night, and now Bailey over against this great hitting team throws up another dandy. That is really, really promising.
Bailey went 7, gave up 2 runs, struck out 4. The Twins also pick up a game. Now only 4 back of the Guardians, who lost tonight. Stay tuned. Twins Live post game with the guys is coming up in a moment.
Here, because there's nothing as powerful as the power of us.
Twins top the Phillies in the series opener here at Target Field. We'll take a look at how Bailey Ober shut down one of the best offenses in baseball. A Minnesota offensive surge in the middle innings. We'll hear from Rocco. We'll hear from Carlos Santana. All next on Twins Live.
It's the 50th anniversary sale at Home Seasonal Concepts with over $1 million in prize giveaways. Register in-store and at homefurniture.com. Plus, get up to 15% off sale prices on the best selection of porch and patio in the Midwest during the 50th anniversary sale at Home Seasonal Concepts.
For the right-hander who earns his 9th win of the year. The Twins come from behind to beat the Phillies. Philly had jumped out to an early 2-run lead, and the Twins come back in the middle innings. Manny Margot with a big 2-run single in the 5th that put the Twins in front. They add insurance late and win it against the best team in baseball. The final here tonight, 7-2. From Target Field, welcome to Twins Live with Tim Laudner. I'm Anthony LaPanta. A lot to like about the way the Twins went about their business tonight after a 90-minute rain delay prior to the start of the game. Bailey Ober went out and fired a gem.
He was really sensational tonight, and he did it by what we talked about in the pregame show, Anthony. He did it by establishing that fastball and making sure that he got that fastball over the plate. We knew he was going to mix in that split changeup. That was a really, really effective pitch for him tonight. We also talked about the fact that you don't want to leave any of those breaking pitches in the middle of the plate. He did that one time. He did it to Bryce Harper, and Bryce Harper hit his 23rd. But boy, after that home run, he settled in quite nicely and did himself a really, really good job of giving his team an opportunity to come back and win this baseball game.
We'll have much more on Ober a bit later in the show. 3 out of the first 4 men he faced reached base. The rest of the night, the Phillies had 1 hit in their final 28 plate appearances of the game. They still held a lead into the middle innings. It was 2-1 Philadelphia when the Twins came to the plate in the 5th, and they finally got the bats going.
And this is what we talk about all the time. When you're going to face a good pitcher, Ranger Suarez has got a good record. He's got a good ERA. You can't try to do too much off of him. And so what do the Twins do? They get 3 opposite field base hits. And Kepler's going to deliver an opposite field base hit. Castillo is going to come up, and he's going to deliver an opposite field double. Then Manny Margot with an opposite field base hit is going to plate 2 runs. And so the Minnesota Twins in the 5th inning are going to take a 3-2 lead. And consequently, the guys coming up after those 3 opposite field base hits tried to pull the baseball, and you can't do that against really, really good pitching because they're just not going to let you pull the baseball. They're not going to let you hit the ball out of the ballpark. Those are mistakes. And so the Twins bottom the order, and of course Manny Margot in that leadoff position doing a great job of not trying to do too much, but putting the ball in play, using the opposite field to led the 2 runs in that inning. It was really 2 really impressive runs that the Minnesota Twins took the lead in this ball game.
We talked about Bailey Ober in the pregame show, the fact that his last 5 starts have been outstanding after he'd had a 5-start hiccup. Tonight was a big challenge facing this Philly lineup that's one of the best in baseball. They jumped him early. 3 of the first 4 men reached. 4 of the first 7 hit safely. But little did Philadelphia know that Bryson Stott's leadoff single in the second would be their last hit of the night.
Yeah, he settled in quite nicely. And I'll even go back to spring training. Bailey Ober had to start against the Philadelphia Phillies in Clearwater, and I think Bryce Harper had some glowing comments about Bailey Ober, and he got him tonight, but Bailey came back and got him a couple of more times, and so settled in nicely after that first inning. Just the 1 walk, 4 strikeouts, 83 pitches. I thought that Rocco might give him an opportunity to go back out for the 8th inning, but they turned to the bullpen instead. His pitch count was very good. We've seen instances over the course of this year, maybe not so much Bailey's career, but this year, where Rocco's given him a little bit longer leash and letting him go deeper into ball games. Well, 7 innings was a pretty good job for Bailey Ober tonight. He did a heck of a job.
Once the Twins took the lead in that 5th inning, they were able to add on late and make it a little bit easier for Cole Sands to wrap it up. A big part of that was Carlos Santana, who drove in a run with a double to give the Twins a 2-run lead. He's downstairs with Katie Storm.
Well, how about that, Carlos? A win over the best team in baseball without several key players in your lineup. What can you say about this effort tonight?
I mean, focus. You know, we played a great game tonight. We're coming back. I know the Phillies, he had, you know, the best team in the league, but, you know, we win. This is very important.
You had a couple of big hits late in this game, a stolen base. You've been so clutch in the late innings. How are you able to thrive in those high-pressure situations so well?
I mean, preparing for play hard every day and try to help to my team the more we can. So, you know, we're playing great. We're playing great. Body feel good. Energy, he feel great. So, I mean, great night to me and my team.
What about your starter, Bailey Ober? How big was he in this one?
Ober threw great, you know. So in the first inning, Harper get it home run, but he come back. You know, he come back. He throwing 6 perfect inning, and he win the game. Happy for him.
Tremendous all-around team win. Thanks, Carlos. Congrats.
Thank you.
The Twins are back in the win column, and they do it against baseball's best team. What a phenomenal effort, top to bottom of this lineup, as well as the pitching staff tonight, Anthony.
An outstanding night for the Twins. Couple of hits for Santana, including the big RBI double that gave them an insurance run that they needed late. Went up 4-2. It was all in support of Bailey Ober, who didn't give much tonight. The only Philly offense came off the bat and one of the best in baseball. Thought it was interesting listening to Corey and Roy talk about the new interleague schedule late in the game. It means fans every other year get to see this Phillies club here, and that means a look at one of the best hitters in the game.
Yeah, and when you give one of the best hitters in the game a pitch like that, Bailey Ober, he's not going to like that one. That's an 86-mile-an-hour cutter right in the middle of the plate. That one's going to go up on the plaza. Maybe Bailey felt like he owed him something after the compliments he gave him after the spring training game. But Bryce Harper is one of the sluggers around the league. And, yeah, just like you said, with Corey and Roy talking about the fact that we're very fortunate as Twins fans to be able to see some of the best players around the league and have an opportunity to see not just certain teams in the American League Central, but every team in Major League Baseball. And be able to see Bryce Harper come into town and show his talents, it's pretty special for Twins fans. He showed his talents tonight with that home run up into the plaza. But I think that Bailey did a pretty nice job of coming back and getting him. In fact, he recorded 3 outs in his next 2 at-bats. So really nice job again by Bailey Ober.
And the Twins offense just kept chipping away, finally broke the seal and wound up with 7 on the board in a 7-2 win over the Phillies here in the series opener. Still to come on Twins Live, we'll hear from Rocco Baldelli, and we'll take a look at this Minnesota offense up and down the lineup.